Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rikakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're going to get into Bible prophecy and do some various topics and just roll through the spirit because the Lord, He gave us these prophets in our captivities, and He told them what was going to happen in the future and gave them signs and wonders where we can understand the message that He's trying to convey to us. And sometimes it's a time and a place for the situation. So let's dig right into the scriptures and Salakia. Let's get the scriptures going. All right, let's go into Isaiah, because this is a big one to be the foundation of the scriptures. Let me start with verse 9. It says, "Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, Yahweh, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient time the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure." Okay, so the Lord is saying He's gonna do all His pleasure, and He's not gonna allow His word to come up void. Let's jump over to 55, because this is something that the casual reader don't understand. This is Isaiah 55:11. He says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth." And see, you got to understand who is the mouth of the Lord? His prophets. See, like in the 2nd Esdras 15:1, he said, "These are the words I will put into your mouth, the words of prophecy." And he said, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets since the world began. That's Luke chapter 1, verse 6 in the 60s. And then he says, with the spirit of his mouth in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. See, his mouth is his holy prophet. So he says, "It shall not return unto me void." It's not going to come up to be a lie, a miscalculation. It's not going to come up to be a myth or some fantasy, some allegory that's false. It's not going to come up void. It says, "It shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it." Salaki. So everything he says is going to come to pass. Let's get another one to go along with that one. If I can remember, I think it's Numbers 19. Salaki. Numbers 19. Might not be Numbers 19. 19. No, not 19. 23. Let's try 23. It's 23. 23:19. That's what I was thinking of. Salaki. It says, the Most High is not a man that he should lie. And see, this is how we know for 100% that we can debunk any so-called Christian theologian that think they know something. See, and they get into all this context and linguistics and all of these big words thinking they gonna confound somebody. When all we got to do is simply stick to two situations. The Lord wrote this story down before it happened. And everything that was written down, and let's get that in 2nd Ezra, because he said it so plainly. 2nd Ezra 15:1. He said it so plainly a baby can understand it. See, the Lord he did this, and we know it can't be debunked with your so-called high education and false knowledge. It says, behold, speak thou unto the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in your mouth, says the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. See, we put our faith in these words, and they're not going to come up void. They're not going to turn out to be a lie. See, it's not going to turn out to be a so-called misinterpretation. And this is why we can debunk them every time. They trying to tell you that he going to change. See, the prophecies don't say that he going to change. Who the prophecies say that was going to change? Who's going to do the changing? Is it God going to do the changing? Or is it something else going to do the changing? Let's go into that. Daniel chapter 7. And we're going to get verse 23. It says, and thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth and tread it down and break it into pieces. So this is the fourth kingdom. And what is this fourth kingdom? What is he talking about? Fourth kingdom. It says the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings. So it's a kingdom of 10 kings. And this is known as the Roman Empire / modern day EU, the European Union, and NATO. The Europeans, which is the so-called white man. This is what these 10 kings is. And it says what they was going to do. And jump down to verse 25. It says, and he or they shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. What's those great words? See, his word is going to be speaking truth. But they going to speak great words and say, oh, you know what? His word, that truth that he spoke, that changed. That ain't the truth, what he's saying. He's saying that the Israelites is going to go into captivity, and he going to take them out of captivity and send them back to their homeland, and it's going to be peace there. See, and you got these wicked Negroes working for the CIA and the FBI and whoever else saying, oh, no, the Israelites is going to be in the homeland, and they going to be getting bombed, and missiles going to be coming and blowing them up. They're going to be blowing themselves up. See, they're going to be in total drama and war in the homeland. Not gonna be peace there when they go back. Because if you saying them people over there is the people, you saying that he lied in the scriptures. It says, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Because that's how they doing. They trying to use these Negroes to come out and tell a bunch of lies and try to back up these lying Edomites. It says, and think to change times and laws. See, the laws is these words. He gonna change the words, meaning he gonna say that the words is a lie. Let's get that Malachi. He gonna say that the words is a lie, man. The Lord do change, and he do get rid of the Israelites. This is what he's saying now in a nutshell. This is what Christianity is all about. It says, for I am the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are consumed. Yep, you know what? He done got rid of that nation. They killed the king, their own king. They killed them, and they betrayed them, and he got rid of them. Now he's going after these heathens, these filthy, nasty heathens, these people that he told his people not to even deal with, not to go around and socialize and let marry their children and don't give their children to their children. No, you know what? He dealing with them now. He dealing with the heathen that killed his behind on a torture stake. See, he dealing with the heathen that's been warring with his people, trying to exterminate their behind and kill them. See, this is what they want you to believe, that he changed. This is why they say he's speaking great words. And let's see how Revelation 13 break it down, because that was Daniel. But most people that deal with it, they know Daniel and John, they pretty much is bringing out the same stuff. That's why when Daniel was going into the 10 kings and John was going into the 10 kings. And John said it this way. He says, I'm going to get verse 1. He said, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads of the name of blasphemy. See, this fourth kingdom is going to be telling all kind of lies, running their mouth, trying to say that the prophecies done changed, trying to say his people done changed. Jump down. It says here in verse 5, he said, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. See, them prophecies, no, that ain't the prophecies. Them prophecies ain't coming true. Them prophecies is not talking about reality. All that stuff is back in the old days, man. None of that stuff is about today. It's about yesterday and thousands of years ago. None of that stuff is going to happen in the future. See, this is talking about what was going on back then. That's why you got the Negro woman talking about them Bible days. In the Bible days, because every time she listened to the dragon, he talking about this is back when they was doing this, and this is what was going on with them. See, no, it's about prophecy, and it's about the future of the people. And we can go about the past, but we can also go into the future. See, we can go past so-called Bible days. The future is Bible days. What are you talking about? So then you go to the next verse 6. It says, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God. See, he finna be against the Lord with the lies that he telling. Oh, God is dealing with everybody now. Anybody that just run their mouth and say God's name, God gonna deal with them. No, and they know Matthew 7 and 20 21, where it say everybody saying Lord, Lord is not going to be known. But no, you can say everybody saying Lord, Lord. No matter what nation they in, the Lord going to know them. See? He says, speaking great things and blasphemies. Okay? Okay, he said, open up his mouth and blaspheme against God to blaspheme his name. This is why they call him the earth pig. So now he's the earth pig. His son is the earth pig. You see, his son is a whole earth pig. And I got to do the research on the Lord. Because they call him, once they throw that G in there, you got Jesus and Jehovah. See, what's that all about? The pig exists or something? But anyhow, it says, and he blasphemed his name and his tabernacle. See, that's why they over there in that house. And it ain't just the land. The land, it was a people before it was the land. So he lying about the house of David. Who is the house of David? Saying it could be anybody. Saying it's a bunch of people running their mouth in the church. There's a bunch of heathens just running up in the church, man. Running up in some building with a freaking idol on top of the building, on the side of the building, a torture stake on the side of the building. That's like putting an electric chair on top of a building, man. And people thinking they closer to God because you got an electric chair, a death instrument on top of a building. Oh, you know what? That's a holy place right there. Don't come into the house of God with that drama. Like Eddie Murphy said, you got me cursing in these people's church. Say you thinking that place is something. That place is blasphemy, man. It says, and them that dwell in heaven, them people, everybody in the Lord's kingdom is being attacked by these wicked behind people that's running the fourth kingdom. And let's get that in Proverbs. He ain't just attacking the Lord, his house, his peoples. He attacking the Lord's creation, man. Let's get it. I meant Proverbs, not this. Proverbs 29 and 2. He says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. See, the people ain't rejoicing because the fourth kingdom is ran by the wicked, the nation of Edom. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. See, people is in mourning, and mainly the Israelites, because these other people, they ain't doing too much. Cause they got, if they get to being attacked too much, they bring out them tanks and them airplanes and them military soldiers, and they gonna get to shooting they bullets and bombs and missiles and stuff. You're not gonna touch them too much. Now you can touch the Israelites all you want, because guess what? They ain't got no military. They ain't got no unity between their men to come through like ninjas, jumping off of buildings and coming out of water, coming out the dirt, and attacking people with sword. So, you know what I'm saying? The Israelites, they gonna be in great mourning. Okay? And let's go on ahead and get that in Daniel. Because that's another thing. These people want to say that these folks can compare to us. You can't compare to the great mourning of these children that's living in the land of their captivity, living in the land of their enemies. That's a great mourning. This is Daniel chapter 9. Because it's giving you pretty much how it's gonna be no might in the hand of the Israelites. In Daniel 9 and 11, it said, ye Yeah, all Israel have transgressed your law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy word. Therefore the curse is poured upon us. See, great mourning is poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. See, a great period of mourning he bringing on to the Israelites. Everybody not going through the great period of mourning. They got a military. They're not gonna mourn too long. See, you're not gonna chase an animal in the corner and he gonna fold up and just stretch out and let you kill him like a sheep. That's why the Israelites is called sheeps, led to the slaughter, because we ain't got no fight in us. See, we like a sheep. We have no fight, no military, no might. So guess what? We just gonna let them slit our throat and put us on the grill. It says, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have it been done upon Jerusalem. See, Jerusalem ain't got no military, man. We ain't got no missiles. We ain't got no guns. We can't even have a legal weapon, man. They gonna try to lock your behind up if you have a weapon. So you know you ain't got no military. And if somebody shoot your behind, dead in the street like a dog, like on Django, he say, you want to shoot me dead you want to shoot me down like a dog in the street, don't you? He said, I was thinking about doing something like that. See, we get shot down like a dog in the street, and we ain't got no military to back it up. That's why we the only peoples in great mourning. And we ain't gonna bring out an army, a bunch of Negroes in the militia, man. Y'all ain't scaring nobody. Them people can use radiation warfare on your behind and hit a bunch of phone numbers. That we gonna get all these Negroes' phone numbers. See, we already tapping their phone calls. We gonna hit all their phone numbers and hit them with the radiation. See, there's no way you gonna compete with these people, because they got the knowledge, first of all, to destroy your behind, and then they got the technology and the warfare, the weapon, the great sword. Let's get that. See, how you gonna fight against somebody with a great sword? Now, I'm gonna get it in Romans, because I done also heard wicked Negroes talking about, I'm not listening to y'all with them Bibles. I'm not listening to none of y'all got to say until y'all stop making excuses and fight your enemy. See, this is the ignorance and the stupidity of our peoples that don't know Bible prophecy. See, the Lord set up a plan and a situation on how he's finna make everything happen. If you going outside of that plan, that's why he called Jerusalem a woman. See, because you like one of these women that don't want to listen to her husband. And that's why he said he the husband, you the woman. And he let our women show they behind, so we can really see what it means to be a rebellious person. But to get right to the point, in verse 4, he says, for he is a minister of God to you for good. But if you do that which is evil, be afraid. See, when you want to go outside of prophecy and say, man, y'all trying to make it up an excuse not to fight your enemy, when he done told us, wait upon the Lord. What is Zephaniah 3:8? Wait ye upon the Lord for when he rise up against the prey. He didn't say, oh, you know what, I'm going to get a bunch of you Negroes. Y'all going to rise up to the prey and get some choppers and go fight an army that you can't defeat. See, and that's why they got 10 kings. It ain't just one king with these militias in America. They got 10 kings. They're going to bring the UK. They're going to bring the French. They're going to bring the Germans. They're going to bring the Russians. They're going to bring all kind of people on your behind. But you talking about, y'all scared and y'all just making excuses. Say, okay, we going to see who making excuses. It says, For he bare not the sword in vain. See, he didn't give them that military. He didn't let them be united. See, for no reason, because he wants you Negroes to bow down, to stop making excuses and keep his laws, man. He said, for he is the minister. He's serving the Lord. See, they serving the Lord by keeping you at bay, by telling you, you can't do nothing. See, by letting you know, you can't do nothing, man. You're not going to fight your way out of prison. I put you in prison because you was being hard-headed. I disciplined your behind because you was being hard-headed and you was being disobedient. You see, he says, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. See, that's all it's about. We need to punish these people because they don't want to listen, man. They want to break all the rules. Hey, good morning, good morning. All right. They want to be some bad children at the end of the day, and punishment time come, and you got to go to your room. You see, now you gotta get punished, and you ain't gonna get out of punishment. I'm gonna lock the door. I'm gonna take your phone and your video game, and you ain't gonna be having no fun, man. I'm the daddy, I'm the mama, and you got to listen to what I'm telling you. Ain't gonna be no you busting out the room, kicking my behind, telling me what to do, getting off of punishment, saying I ain't being bad. Oh, that's just your opinion. See, that's just your being a harsh father. See, that type of stuff. I'm gonna bust out of captivity. We gonna bust out of punishment mode. See, we ain't waiting for you to set a date for us to get out of punishment mode. You know what? 350 years, I think you gonna be in punishment. Let's get that real quick. I don't want to talk too much. Revelation. Go back. Revelation 11. We're gonna get 8, get the context of where and what is all this happening. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So here in Babylon the Great, where they crucified the Lord, they told his people to be some ABC peoples, alphabet peoples. They've been having us in bondage in this place just like Egypt and following the customs of Egypt. So you jump down to 11. It says, in 3 days and a half. We give you a time period of punishment. And them 3 days and a half can be specific, and it can be symbolic. Well, we looking at a 400-year operation, and or 3 generations and a half a generation. See, but we can just go by the 350 years now, because the day for a year, when you go back to Ezekiel, it talks about a day for a year, and most of the Christians know what it's talking about. So you can go about it like that. So the 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them that saw them. Now, when you're looking at, it's another verse in Ezekiel, because Ezekiel really break a lot of stuff down, and he was given a lot too, just like Isaiah and Ezekiel got a lot of all of them, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, but a lot, just Isaiah just broke down a lot of stuff, but Ezekiel got a lot too. So let's go to Ezekiel. Now Ezekiel was saying how 3 days and a half, it was giving an understanding of that too. Now I don't know if it was this one. It could have been in another one. So I'm going to just get the 3 days and a half part. So here in 4, this is Ezekiel 4, and starting at 4, it says, lie thou also upon your side. Now, this is also going along with Revelation, saying that dead bodies shall lie in the streets. So he's saying, Ezekiel, you're going to be lying down. See? The two witnesses, the two northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, is going to be lying on their side, lying down, see? And lay the iniquity on the house of Israel upon it. So this is all about the sins of Israel. This is not about the sins of a church or a religion or some kind of faith. See, the people, it was a mixed multitude, and they always welcome in the Gentiles. You a lie. It says, for I have laid upon thee the years of your iniquity, according to the number of the days, 390 days. Here we go again. You got the 3 days, but them days could be hundreds. Okay. It says, so shall thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. Okay. And it says, when, verse 6, when thou hast accomplished them, lay against on the right side. See your dead body lying in this great city, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have appointed thee each day for a year. This is the understanding of Revelation 11 is talking about a day for a year. So now we can understand that the Lord is breaking down the captivity of his people. And so he put 390 days. Okay, that's 390 years plus another 40. So it's past the 350. So this is just a long period of time, and for 3 to 4 multiple generations, pretty much. Just giving you a rough draft. At the end of the day, if folks want to get so specific, it's 350 years. Well, we made it here before 1619, because in 1555 they was over there in Brazil, and they can go through all that crap. But man, and then they the calendar, you can't even trust the calendar wrong, and they can go into all kind of mess. So he giving you just a long period of time, you see, that they're gonna do this. And then when you go into Revelation, it talks about the beast and the dragon. See, and it tells you what they was gonna do. See, when them jokers came back into power, and let's get who this beast and dragon is first. Malachi 1, I said, I'm gonna get verse 4. But let's get verse 3, because I'll be hitting the 4 only all the time. It says, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. This is why he called them a dragon. See, this is why he called them the red dragon, because he said it in Malachi that they was dragons. He laid them waste like the dragon. He compared them to the dragons. So John gonna say, okay, let me put a similitude, because that's what Hosea 12 and 10 is about. He gonna talk by the mouth of his holy prophets, and he gonna use similitudes. So John was using a similitude when he called them the red dragon. He says, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. That's when they got their head chopped off. When the dragon got one of them heads chopped off, and then he was revived. See, but we will return and build the desolate places. So this is what Revelation's talking about. And Revelation's Revelations 20. It says, I'm gonna start with verse 2. It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. That's when the Byzantine Empire took over, and it was called the Dark Ages. That's when the Israelites was ruling. See, and they try to whitewash all of that history. It says, verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up. That's when he said, we are impoverished. They was impoverished, and they was in the bottomless pit. They was at the bottom again. And set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nation no more. See, now he can't deceive peoples and be in rulership telling them a bunch of lies, man. Till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled. So that's why they had to wait until 1492. See, they just couldn't bust out of there. They was stuck until 1492. They was warring and getting their behind kicked by the Byzantine Empire and those Turks and all of the people of the world. They had to stay in their area until 1492. It says, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. This is what the 350 years, the 390 plus the 40 days in Ezekiel chapter 4, it's a little season. See? And after the little season, this is when the Israelites is going to come and start kicking behind. You see? And after the little season, he going to be trying to behead peoples and persecute the Israelites. See? Because what? They going to be on they dead bodies. Let's go back to 11. So their dead bodies is going to be in the streets of the great city. And then what going to happen? It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. Okay, and this is what Ezekiel 37 is talking about. The spirit of life entered into the Israelites, and they started to wake up. See, it wasn't no prophecy on that the Israelites was going to be wide awake, and then they just going to start moving back to their homeland. Nope. They was going to be asleep, lose their identity. People calling them a color and a language. See, and then they're going to wake up, and then they're going to be taken back to that land, and it's going to be peace on earth. There's not going to be nobody warring with them, man. Iran is getting ready to attack. The Palestinians and all of the Arabs is getting ready to attack. No, that's a lie. See, they're going to go back to that land, and it's going to be peace in that land. It says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. See, it's going to be a chain reaction. They're going to wake up, and people are going to say, oh, man, those are the people of God? And boom, they're going to be a lot of people of God to combine, the northern and the southern kingdom. Oh, all of them. So we was thinking it was 13% of the population, but they're really like 60% of the population. Oh, my goodness. See, they like 80% of the population. Oh my goodness. See, fear fell upon the people when you realize, okay, so we gonna be, that's why they had all them signs talking about, not genocide, but they need to stop the abortion because the birth rates is low. That's what the Egyptians were saying. Oh, we need to start this abortion operation, or just start eliminating these boy children because our numbers are low. And what if a war break out? That means we ain't got so many people. See, to fight that war. We gonna lose that war so quick. So that's why fear is falling upon them. And another reason fear is falling upon them, while this is going on now, while they standing upon their feet, what's gonna be happening? They said they're going to stand upon their feet. Now, where is these small hat people standing upon their feet? You're not going to find it. Let's get here on, where is it? It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. It says, then shall the righteous man stand upon their feet in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. So he's standing in boldness against somebody that stole his identity. Where is the so-called small hat standing against the Israelites with signs in their hands talking about, y'all Negroes is trying to steal our identity. Y'all Chinese and y'all whoever else is trying to put small hats on your head and steal our identity. You never found it. You can't find it because it don't fit Bible prophecy. And the Lord knew it. See, he knew you're not going to be able to do it. Look at verse 2. It says, so when they see it, see, when they see this man stand up on their feet, not when they see him get an army, not when they see him get a militia. See, when they start to wake up and stand upon their feet, man, and what are they going to be doing? He going to be standing in great boldness, and he going to be, let's go to verse 2, because these people want to talk about, oh, we going to get thought of militia, and they walking up and down the street looking stupid. Okay, let's get verse 2. See, what is, when they stand upon their feet, what is he going to be doing? Here it is. Verse Verse 13, he said he professed to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself the child of God. So this is who's standing upon their feet, not a bunch of colored people, man, talking about they just want to start a militia. See, they're not standing on their feet just doing anything. Standing on their feet wearing black, talking about they're a Hamite Egyptian and stuff. Everybody wearing unks on their neck with an AK-47. The point wasn't about Negroes wearing unks talking about they're Egyptian and all this crap. It says he was made to reprove our thoughts. So we gonna be reproving their thoughts. So I know what you're thinking. See, you try to call somebody a language and a freaking color, man. He said he is grievous unto us, even to behold. See, and you're a bunch of blackies, darkies. He said, for his life is not like other men. See, you're broke. Y'all get a job. Go get a job somewhere. His ways are of another fashion. See, he don't wear the small hat on his head. He not trying to mimic them. He trying to say he the one. He the main operator. He gonna do it the right way. He following the Torah. They following the freaking the Talmud. See, they not following the Torah. And they bunch of perverts too following that Talmud. It says we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. See, they some counterfeit dollar. They not the real dollar. That's why they put an ish on the end of the Jew thing. That's why they say Israeli, because it's not the real thing. See, this is what the Israelites is going to be doing. They're not going to be sitting around talking about, we from Egypt, we got an ankh on our neck. We go back to them ancient Egyptians who the Lord had killed to save the Israelites. See, we them peoples. And we going to walk around with it in the militia and hold an AK-47 with a vest on and a scarf on our head, and we going to scare up the whole 10 kings of the 4th kingdom, which is the European Union. We going to scare their whole union up. They going to tuck their tail and get to running when they see us Egyptian Negroes stand up. See, blind, we blind. Now we got on, that's another thing. You got on a what you call it, a blindfold, man, with an AK-47, and you walking down the street talking about you on some ninja crap. Oh, I can fight with a blindfold on. I could be a blind soldier, and I can still win the war. You an idiot. And so this is what people got going on, man. They don't understand Bible prophecy. They don't understand. This is what we got to fight with. It's a spiritual war, you genius. This is what Apostle Paul, not the Christians. Get this in your head, Christians. See, this is what a Christian need to get in their head. This is 1 Timothy, the 1st chapter, verse 18. This is what a Christian need to get into. You can't deal with prophecy. You don't want to deal with prophecy. So that let us know you don't even care about the Lord and you just running your mouth. It says, this charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on you, that you by them mightest war a good warfare. See, the warfare is according to the prophecies. You're going to use the prophecies. You're going to use the fact that the Lord don't lie and he don't change. So what he said is going to be going to a people that's in total captivity, and then the land of their enemies. That's not going to change. It's not going to be a church. See, you can't change the Lord, man. It's all about a people in the land of their captivity. Let's get that Baruch chapter 2 and 29. What's going to happen? Why, when fear fall upon these people, is it going to be a bunch of Hamites talking with an unk on their neck and an AK-47 standing up in the street talking about they somebody? No. Okay, look at 2 and 29. It says, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small nimble among the nations, whether I will scatter them. See, it's going to be a people among the nations. They're not going to be a church, man. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. See, they blind, walking around with an AK-47, man. Bunch of wicked behind Negroes smoking cigarettes, blind, walking around talking about they're a militia. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. See, it's not going to be a bunch of Egyptians that don't got to go. No, they didn't got to be over here. Go your behind back to Egypt. How about that? And stand by a pyramid and scratch your African booty behind. See, go do that if you want to be an Egyptian so bad. But you're not no Egyptian, because the Lord put a difference between them. And just because you got dark skin don't mean nothing. He don't care nothing about your stinking dark skin, man. This is Exodus 11 and 7. To a freaking unk-wearing, militia walking Negro. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. See, against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. See, just because y'all dark, see, and the folks that's got albinism and leprosy, they say, oh, y'all a bunch of blackies, bunch of dark people, colored people. You got colored in your skin, pigment. Just because it's a phenomenon to them, that don't mean the Lord put you as the same people. You different. People got to get over the skin color phenomenon. People had a daddy, and if your daddy showed his behind, and if your daddy wasn't chosen, that's a better statement. Let's go ahead and get that. If your daddy wasn't chosen, you can have black choco skin, and that ain't gonna mean nothing, man. Your daddy was the chocolate Negro that nobody don't want to hear nothing about, man. He ain't got none of the promises. That's why he told Abraham, who was a certified dark man, he told Abraham, only Isaac is going to get this blessing that I gave to Abraham. All these dark-skinned children, none of them going to get it. To get right to the point here in verse Matthew 22 and 14. He says, verse 14, it says, for many are called, but few are chosen. So he chosen the Israelites and Jacob. He chosen Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is who he chose. He didn't choose just somebody with some dark skin, see, in an afro and a beard. Because these folks don't know what they're talking about. Talking about some black people, colored people. Is you crazy? The Moors. The Moors was a color, man. Wasn't no man named Moor. Wasn't no man named Morocco. See? The children of Morocco. Morocco, he had a great kingdom. You a great kingdom lie. the children of Morocco became a mighty nation. You can't find it. Where's the Moors, the children of Morocco in history? You ain't gonna find them, man. They ain't did nothing. They ain't had nothing, they ain't did nothing. Just because they got a country called Morocco, that don't mean nothing, man. And this is what these wicked behind Negroes, they just want to sit around and smoke a cigarette, smoke marijuana, listen to that rap music, see, and don't want to be accountable for nothing. And get off their lazy thinking behind and do nothing. See, that's why he said, they gonna be some stiff-necked people in the land of their captivity. Because first of all, they being worked to death. That's another thing. When I hear that word lazy, I get mad because, it started in the island because they were picking sugar cane. They would have the people picking sugar cane till they drop dead, where the bone would separate from the joint. See, they dug up the grave and saw that the people bone and separated from the joint because they was worked so hard. And the women wasn't having periods and stuff, man. So that's why the people, they so stiff-necked, because they being worked to death from can't see to can't see. Because most men gonna want to prosper and work hard and get something. What Solomon say, the main thing somebody want to do is work hard and receive the food and fruit from their labor. So these Negroes be working hard now, and they ain't lazy. But they just seeing that, hey man, all this hard work ain't paying off. See, none of this hard work paying off. I can't combine with the other Negroes and do nothing. So I don't want to hear nothing nobody saying. I'm stiff-necked. My neck is hard and stiff. But that's why he had to bring the spirit. Let's get that in Deuteronomy. He had to bring the spirit because these folks so stiff-necked due to their captivity. And that was another thing. Let's go get this, boy. See, you got to know them curses. Because if you don't know the curses, you be totally confused. The curses will give you the spirit, man. Let me just get 30 real quick. Verse 1, it says, and it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, and the blessings and the curse, which I have set before thee, and you shall call them to mind among all the nations. Who gonna be getting the Holy Spirit? The people that's among the nations, not the heathen. You telling the Israelites, you gonna call these things to mind when you are among the nations, okay? And then what else? What's gonna be going on? Why you gonna call these things to mind? Because he gonna be kicking your butt, and here you gonna be in this type of situation. And I'm gonna get right to the point. Now, verse 54 talk about you gonna have disunity. Why you gonna have disunity and you gonna have a stiff neck? Because you can't prosper. This is the key. Verse 55. Why the Israelites is gonna have a stiff neck. You say that he will not give to any of them of his flesh, of his children, who he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege. So he was sieged, taken into captivity. He don't want to deal with his wife, he don't want to deal with his children, and he don't want to deal with his brother. This is why he's stiff-necked. The brother can't go to him and tell him nothing, because this is what's supposed to happen. Salakia. Ezekiel say the brother supposed to go to him and wait and give him the spirit, pretty much. Give him the words of prophecy, like 2nd Ezra 15 said. But he so stiff-necked, he mad about that situation, that he done been robbed. What's that? Isaiah 42 and 22. You've been spoiled and robbed, jacked and robbed for your stuff. It says, and the sticks which thereon, with the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in your hand before your eyes. Be in your hand before their eyes. So he gonna be trying to communicate with his people. See, look at verse 18. He says, and when the children of your people shall speak unto you, saying, will you not show us what thou mean by these? So what is you? They gonna say, what you talking about, man? We some Israelites, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, Issachar, Naphtali, Zebulun. What do you mean by these, man? So we not a language or a color. We these peoples. They gonna be stiff-necked. We not trying to hear that. We got to go to work in the morning. Guess what? We got to go to work in the morning, and you need to go to work. You need to get you a job. Take that darn rag off your body. Take that turban off your head or whatever you got around your head, and take that Bible that man wrote, and go get you a job, man. See, they gonna have a stiff neck. They not trying to hear what you talking about. How about you go get you a job, find you something to do. Put that book that man wrote down and go find you a job and get to working. Cause I got to go to work in the morning. I ain't got time to hear all that crap you talking. See, talking about what we gonna, somebody gonna come save us. Sky Daddy gonna come save us. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. Go sit down somewhere. See, this is what our people do, man. You gonna have a stiff neck because you been sieged. They done took everything. You don't got nothing left. I'm not trying to deal with you, woman. Hey, I ain't got no money for you, woman. If you don't go on somewhere, I ain't got nothing for you. What you talking about? Be a husband and take care of the kids. I ain't got nothing. What I'm gonna take care of these kids with? Plus, I got to go to work in the morning to feed myself. See, this is what's gonna be going on, man. And then what's gonna be the result of that? What is it, Amos? Let me make sure, Amos or Micah? I think Amos. Salakia. That might be a sign I got to end it. Amos 17. Yep. See, it said, therefore thus says the Lord, your wife shall be a harlot in the city. See, your wife gonna be a harlot, but guess what? What a harlot do? Trying to get some money from somebody else, man. And your son and daughter shall fall by the sword. They gonna be mad too. They stiff-necked. They can't deal, they don't want to deal with their peoples because they broke. It says, and your land shall be divided by line. You don't got no land. You got these small hat peoples over there fighting and doing all kind of crap in your land. And thou shalt die in a polluted land. See? And Israel shall surely go into captivity forth out of this land. So you're going to die in a polluted land. Where is that in Micah? Let's get Micah. And I'll end it with that. And come back with another one later on. Let's see, Micah 2 and 10. So you're going to die in a polluted land, in captivity. It said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. See, this ain't your rest. This is the land of your captivity. And guess what? It's a bunch of disunity. See, it's a bunch of stiff-necked Negroes because they mad about their captivity. They mad about having to work, can't see, till they drop dead. See, they're not prospering. They're not unifying. They're not seeing no kind of peace and trust, peace in they freaking life, man. So they're not trying to hear what you talking about. So the Lord got to bring the spirit. This is the only way he's going to get these people. You can't get out in the middle of the street and get to yelling with a microphone. That's not going to do nothing, man. You yelling with that microphone ain't going to take that captivity up out them people's mind. They still going to be in captivity. It might even make them even madder. Where is it? Verse 16, 30. Yeah, nope, not verse 16. Yeah, verse 16 say, seek thee out of the book and read. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate, for my mouth it have commanded. That's the prophets. I've commanded them to go out into these streets, highways, and command people to come in. And his spirit, it shall gather them. See, the spirit is going to do the work. Because you can't do it. These folks got a stiff neck. They mad about their captivity. They mad about working a job for minimum wage and getting robbed, man. They don't want to. Them folk, them type of people ain't trying to hear what you got to say. I got to go to work in the morning. To tell you better yet, I got to go to work all day tomorrow. I'm not trying to sit here and hear this crap you talking about. Somebody gonna pop out the sky and save somebody. See, this is the common brain of a person in captivity. You know, they're in a dungeon somewhere, and somebody in the dungeon with them talking about hey man, somebody gonna break us up out of here. See, I found a letter on the side of the dungeon, and somebody gonna break us out of here, man. The letter say they gonna send somebody, a couple, they don't know when, but they gonna send somebody to come save us. See, the average person gonna look at that and say, man, you crazy. So you gonna need that spirit to tell them. So you gonna need the spirit to say, you know what? This is the only thing gonna wake these peoples up. Now, this is what Acts chapter 2 is talking about. This is what Joel chapter 2 and 27 on down to 32 is talking about. This is what Peter said the Holy Spirit got to do this thing, man. This is what the prophet Joel was talking about. This is what Paul was talking about when he said the Spirit. See, the Spirit, and what Yahweh said in John 6 and 63. No, John 6. Yeah, John 6 and 63. That the Spirit make us alive. That's going to make us alive. And really, the Spirit going to come through the words of this book, because you're going to have to study and show yourself approved. Study so the Spirit can approve you to the whole wake-up process. But somebody can give you the word through their mouth. See, you can get it two ways, but the Lord is going to certify and approve it once you go into the word after hearing the person that he sent your way. You hear it from your brethren, and then you go and confirm the thing by studying. And so that's the whole process, man. And I'm pretty much leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.